Today, May 18th, Numbers 27, Psalm 70, 71, Isaiah 17, 18, and 1 Peter chapter 5. We're going to spend our time together in Numbers 27. Sorry about that. And we'll start at verse 12. The Lord said to Moses, "Go up into this mountain of Abarim and see the land that I have given to the people of Israel. When you have seen it, you also shall be gathered to your people, as your brother Aaron was, because you rebelled against my word in the wilderness of Zin, when the congregation quarreled, failing to uphold me as holy at the waters before their eyes. These are the waters of Meribah, of Kadesh in the wilderness of Zin." So just before we go on, just take note of that. Moses gets to see the promised land, but he doesn't get to go in. He's going to die. God's telling him, here's what's going to happen. You get to go look, and then you're going to die. It's going to take you away. Why? Because you rebelled against my word. And sometimes people get the idea that, God's word is optional. And there are parts that we can kind of play with loose and goose, and we shouldn't be so serious about these things. And didn't yesterday's reading talk about love covers a multitude of sins? So how come and why won't? And listen, we're talking Old Testament, we're talking Old Covenant, we're talking an example to the people, someone who knew better about the character of God. And many of us today know better. We know the character of God, that he is loving and just, that he is holy, set apart, and that he's pure. And while there's great grace, there's great holiness. And so our lives are to be set apart. There is to be an obedience to God's word in and through our lives. And Moses doesn't try to argue. Instead, verse 15, he says, "Let the Lord, the God of the spirits of all flesh, appoint a man over the congregation who shall go out before them and come in before them, who shall lead them out and bring them, that the congregation of the Lord may not be a sheep that have no shepherd." It's a mark of the humility of Moses that in recognizing what's about to happen in his life, that his heart was for the people. That God would raise up and appoint someone who would lead them in and lead them out, so that they wouldn't be shepherdless, that they would have someone to watch over them. And I hope that's true in all our lives, that we would be praying and coming alongside people and raising up the next generation, and we want to see that happen more and more. And so God says to Moses in verse 18, "Take Joshua the son of Nun, a man in whom is the Spirit, and lay your hand on him. Make him stand before Eleazar the priest and all the congregation, and you shall commission him in their sight. You shall invest him with some of your authority, that all the congregation of the people of Israel may obey." And he's going to go on and do just as God directed. So that the people are going to have a leader. They're going to have someone to follow. Ultimately, they're following the Lord. Right? Don't make any mistake about this, and don't think that it's a man-centered thing. Right? May the Lord appoint. That was the message that Moses offered up, or prayed, if you will. He understood. There's a man, but behind the man, over the man, is God. And that's true in the church today. I may be the pastor, but the chief shepherd is Jesus. He's the head of the church. And so I'm under him, and I'm thankful for that. And it's great to see. It'll be wonderful to see who God continues to raise up in the coming years, and how that's going to play out. I'm not going to be around forever, right? None of us are. And long before that time, I know God will raise up the right person to lead this particular branch of the church. Just one part, right? Just a small part. And so, thankful for God's word. Thankful for, in the midst of Numbers, we learn about leadership. We learn about heart for people. We learn here that Moses accepted eventually that, okay, this is my lot, but God, take care of the people. That's a good thing, right? That's what we want to be looking for. We want to look for that kind of heart that people have to take care of others, to serve other people, to put other people first. That's the kind of heart we need to display. Until next time, keep growing little by little.